temporarily from Manchester, New Hampshire. This is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, March 8th, 2015. Silver is trading at $15.92 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,165 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $278. Antiwar.com reports having spent the last several months hyping their intended military training operations in Ukraine, U.S. military officials in Europe are now confirming the plan is indefinitely on hold. A Pentagon statement said the U.S. government would like to see the Minsk agreement fulfilled, adding that the military is prepared to carry out the mission if and when our government decides to move forward. With the Pentagon reportedly pushing hard to arm and train Ukraine, the move was likely made by the administration over their objections. It is also the first indication that the administration is actually supportive of the Minsk ceasefire after having spent the last couple of weeks grousing about it. The ceasefire was reached with pushing from Russia, Germany, and France. At the time, British and U.S. officials were critical of the move. Britain already sent its troops to Ukraine for the portion of the training operation. Now it seems they'll be doing so alone. It is unclear if the U.S. not sending trainers will definitely mean that arming Ukraine is off the table, but it seems unlikely that any particularly advanced weapons shipments would come without boots on the ground to oversee it. For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co. UPI reports the Student Council at the University of California's Irvine campus voted to ban the United States flag and other national flags in the council office lobby, sparking quick criticism from students and lawmakers. In a 6-4 vote with 2 abstentions, the Associated Students of University of California Irvine listed 25 reasons for the ban, many related to the interpretation and symbolism of national flags. The decision drew objections from students and the president of the group's executive cabinet. Under the resolution, no flag of any nation can be hung in the Associated Students lobby. The resolution states flags construct paradigms of conformity and sets homogenized standards for others to obtain, which in this country typically are idolized as freedom, equality, and democracy, and not only serve as symbols of patriotism or weapons of nationalism, but also construct cultural methodologies and narratives that in turn charge nationalistic sentiments. Joshua Nguyen, a vice president of the Student Services, said the resolution came as a result of debate on freedom of speech versus inclusivity prompted by the American flag hanging outside his office. State Senator Janet Nguyen said she and other lawmakers are considering introducing language to the state constitution prohibiting state-funded universities and colleges from banning the U.S. flag. Coinbase is a simple and secure online Bitcoin wallet for sending, receiving, and storing Bitcoin. Get started at coinbase.fppradio.com. That's coinbase.fppradio.com. Reuters reports with a nod to ongoing U.S. racial tension and attempts to limit voting rights, President Barack Obama declared the work of the civil rights movement advanced but unfinished on Saturday on a visit to the Alabama bridge that spawned a landmark voting law. Obama said discrimination revealed in a report about law enforcement practices in Ferguson, Missouri this week showed a lot of work needed to be done on race in America, but he warned it was wrong to suggest that progress has not been made. Standing near the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where police and state troopers beat and used tear gas against peaceful marchers who were advocating against racial discrimination at the voting booth 50 years ago, Obama said, 50 years from Bloody Sunday, our march is not yet finished, but we're getting closer. The event that took place March 7, 1965 became known as Bloody Sunday and prompted a follow-up march led by civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. that spurred a 1965 Voting Rights Act. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.